Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Baxter's Blades. There was an open tag started by John, J.O. Ventures Outdoors. He's a knife enthusiast and leather worker. He has a great channel. If you haven't checked him out, go over and like and subscribe him. Fantastic channel. Most of my slips are from John. He started this open tag. Show your favorite slip and knife combination. That's really tough for me. I use his slips for multiple knives, but let's give you a rundown here. First, let's start off with SD Leatherworks. Sarah Dinnan in Illinois. She does fantastic leather work. She custom made this tiger slip for me and sent it to me out of the kindness of her own heart. Thank you very much, Sarah. Now, it's kind of a large slip, which I'm glad because I don't have a slip for my hawkbills. And I have multiple hawkbills, and I usually just throw them in the pocket. But it's nice to have finally a slip to put them in. This is my favorite hawkbill that I have so far. It is a backwoods bushcrafter. It's like copper liners, copper bolsters, copper shield, copper pins, black Stonewash 440A blade, brown saw cut, and it came with a blim. Love it. Sarah does fantastic leather work. I'm considering have her make me another slip. Let's do a John J.O. Ventures. John gifted this one to me. I think he had it as extra or something like that. This is for a mini trapper, actually, and I carry my mini trappers in this one and this one. They're the same size. This is a British tan. I really love this color, and I think this is his normal brown. He did some blue stitching on this and threw a blue-green bead on it. And this one looks I thought we had discussed a natural threading. Maybe that was on this one. This one has like green threading and more of a green bead on it. So let's start with this one. He has the elk stamp on there. And no maker mark on this one, no American flag. This was earlier. Like I said, I carry mini trappers in this one, but this is a great combination here as the Texas small jackknife. It's about the same size. This one is carbon steel. You got your clip point blade, no half stops, and you got a pen blade. This is peach seed jigged amber bone. My only one in the collection. Do need to get some Teeners on this. Fits great in this slip. Randy's WSG. I've been wanting one of his slips for a while. Originally, he sent me this one. So let's start with this one. This is when he had first begun. He sent it to me. I really appreciate it. I like the work on it. I like it for my Barlows. Now, this is the Beer Tender by Bear & Son, and it's a little longer than normal Barlows, so it does stick out just a hair, which doesn't bother me, but most of my other Barlows sit completely flush. There's room in there. You can put it either way you want because it's wide enough. He has a lizard stamp on there. Didn't really come out too strong. I think maybe this was extra and he had sent it to me. And there's his skull and crossbone maker's mark. And I put this little combination of, it's like two bees that were fused together on the glazing process. So I put those on here. Nice blue. Bear & Son Beer Tender, y'all seen this. 448 stainless steel, made in the USA. Beautiful smooth amber bone Barlow. You got your cap lifter and your beer shotgunning tool. Stabby stabby. Or you can chip some ice with it, right? Okay, so I've been wanting one of his blue octopus ones for a while, and I've had this Saudi and Caribbean blue saw cut, and John had sent me a blue slip, J.O. Ventures, and it didn't quite match, but it still works for my other Saudis. I really appreciate that. And then John had sent me this slip, kind of a teal color, and it doesn't match either, but we'll get onto that later. So Randy had this blue one, And whereas it's not exactly the same blue, it does match up really nice with the octopus. It's hard, the sun's kind of going away, but you can see very close. So I like to carry, when I carry this knife, I always carry it in this Randy's WSG slip. It's a little wider than John J.O.'s Venture slip, but very easy to get the knife in and out. I still do have to put a lanyard and bead on this. I think I have the bead picked out. Let's go on to another J.O. Ventures. I had him custom make this for my mini trappers. I love the buffalo stamp on this one. I requested like wolf tracks or dog tracks. Heck, those could even be bobcat tracks. It's got the American flag and his maker mark on there. I really like this British tan. This is an exquisite slip for sure. And I'm carrying the Mini Trapper Mahogany Peach Seed Jig in carbon steel. Now, like I said, these are combos that go well together. These are the slips I grab for my mini trappers for sure. This one or this one. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much carry all my minis in this. And this is one of my favorite combos here, the mahogany bone carbon steel with the buffalo. Ken, Last Chance Nice, sent me a slip. Very nice of him. This slip is awesome. It actually, you can put a full-size trapper in here. I can put my 75 in here and it barely just sticks out the top. I generally carry my 75 in a sheath, but if I carry in a slip, I'll put it in here. I have this from J.O. to put full-size trappers in, which I do all the time. This is a little bit more room. But in this one, I've been carrying my antique bone, Tony Bowes, Sow Belly Stockman. Beautiful knife. As Big J said, it looks like frozen root beer. It is darker than the other antique bones that I've seen, and the sun's going down so you can't quite see. It is kind of a nice root beer color. And this is the only one I have. I really like this one because it had single threading on the bolsters. It's a Tony Bowes. I don't see very many carbon steel Tony Bowes sow bellies, but I'll be keeping my eye out for it. I think Big J does have one or two. And I like this one so much, I ordered another sow belly in a different color. But you can see, fits in here great. Actually, there's room to spare because this is smaller. This will hold a 4 1/8 inch trapper. I wanted John to make me a peanut slip, a lot like the traveling knife that Tom of Knife Delights had traveling around. The black with the, this stamping pattern, like the jigging of that knife. I did request though that he make it to hold a 3-inch knife, because I do have some 3-inch peanuts, and I do have like a 3-inch Rough Rider Reserve that fits great in here, and it's perfect. So I wanted a little bit bigger so I could carry more than just peanuts, though it is very small and slim. He's got a lizard on the back here, J.O., and the American flag, just black bead, and then the steer skull. And this one, I like to carry my peanuts, obviously, but the pearl, the black pearl Queen City peanut. But this is the same size as a case peanut, so you could pretty much put any peanut in here. And like I said, I have a couple of 3-inch knives. I can actually put my Swell Center jackknives from Case in here, and they fit right to the top. But this is specifically made for peanuts, and there's room to spare. And John J.O., I think when he sent me this other slip, he also, he had sent me this because he thought it would match my blue one, and I think this may have been extra. He does have a maker's mark on this one with the American flag, and it's a teal. And for some reason, I mean, this works for all my Saudis. I'll throw my brown bone, my mahogany bone. I'll throw my lizard skin in here. But for some reason, I really love this color combination. The persimmon orange with the teal. I just think it really pops. I don't necessarily, and I'm not necessarily a firm believer that the knife has to match the slip. And aesthetically, that is kind of nice, you know, like for the blue knives or the brown knives. I like to keep my stag in the sheaths with the bucks on them and stuff like that. But you know, I guess I could have had him made me an orange slip. I'm sure this orange would go really good with this British tan. That might be a good option. But I really like this orange and teal. I've carried it to work many a times. Thank you very much, John. This fits great. One thing I did notice though, like I like to put my knives in the slip, pivot down to keep dirt out of them, and I usually put the blade toward the stitching because it's easier to get in and out. You just pinch it and it comes out. Some people like to do it like this. I did notice with John slips though, because of this eye ring here, or you know, the loop for the lanyard, it does stick out. So when I do put it in like this, the bone is touching that. And I'm always kind of a little bit worried, like if it's in my pocket moving around, if this will actually chip it. But I think this is kind of a copper, a softer metal, and I have yet to have a problem. But I have noticed that with a few knives. Like you can see here how the trapper comes really close to it. But I've noticed that. Like this, you can see how the trapper is on the metal there, and I don't think it'll really scratch. And I guess I could always just, you know, I could always flip it around if that's an issue where it's not touching at all. But it's a lot harder to get the knife out like that, because I generally put them, and that's because JO slips are thinner than a lot of people out there, manufacturers who make them and leather workers in the community. And he does a nice, really big eye hole for the lanyard. And then one of my first, I had sent John J.O. a Steel Warrior stag trapper. And this is a really cool one. They're really affordable. And, you know, to me, it looks like real stag. Now, they could have made it look, a bone to make it look like stag, but it actually looks like stag. You don't see any machining marks to make it look. And you see here, it could be bone, but I think it's stag. So I sent him one for a trade, and he made me a full-size trapper slip with the buck on it and the brown bead. So this is the knife that I had this made for. But I use this all the time for almost all of my full-size like case trappers, which I'm getting quite a few, or any trapper like that's this size. This is my go-to basically. Or this by Ken's Last Chance Knives. That's a good one. But I like to keep my like copper locks in here. But fits great. Put it in, perfect fit, really nice slip. So there's just a few of my absolute favorite slip and knife combos. If I had to pick a favorite, it's really tough. I'll pick one from each. Obviously, this is the only one I have by Sarah, but this has got to be one of my absolute favorites. Like I said, it's large. I could fit a small knife and a flashlight in here, which is really cool. And being my only hawkbill, and it's custom with my name on it and the tiger. This is my favorite by Sarah's. I do want to order some from her. I've seen Big J has a white slip. I may have to get a mini trapper white slip made. Love this one. I love them all. They're all absolutely great. And this is fantastic. Very plain by Ken. My favorite JO Venture slip. It's got to be this. I love the buffalo on it. I love the marks, his maker's mark. And this tan is just beautiful. British tan. It's just gorgeous. I think if I get another slip made by him, it's going to be in this color. I love it. As you can see, I have plenty of slips. And I have a few more inside. So, and my absolute favorite and that's hard to pick this as a favorite because this peanut slip is just incredible. It's very classy. It's great. They're all great, but my favorite by Randy, of course, I only have a couple, would be the blue octopus. I do have to throw that bead I have on it. Randy's beads are a little different, or a little lanyard holes are a little different. You can see how it goes around and he kind of crimps it down. And let's get an example of John's are really clean on the back. So, you know, always room for improvement. But Randy's doing a great job. And I watched JO Ventures video, and Randy has some of make some of his favorite slips. Randy has really improved. But I got a bead from Nice Slice. Pete, up there in Canada, I've been wanting to throw on something. I think I'm going to throw it on this one. Well, the sun's going down. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, John, for this open tag. Really appreciate it. Thank you, John, Randy, and Sarah, for these awesome custom slips. Fantastic gifts and trades. You know, I did some gifting and trading, and I'm sure I will be getting more in the future. You guys have a fantastic day. Take care.